Alright, so you sent me 3 replays, all of them of your Mirana. You're a master tier Mirana player, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
all the games you gave me look like you were owning pretty hard in these games. So do you want me to just like look at these games pretty much and like tell you how you can improve your gameplay as a
Yeah, I mean,
Mirana?
I believe I lost 2 out of 3 of these games, and as I said you in
Right.
my first messages, I own very hard at the beginning. I mean, I feel like, at this bracket on the middle, I feel like I'm doing good in the
Okay.
laning phase, but when it's the late game, I feel like I am just useless, basically, because I'm very squishy and I'm not dealing much damage.
Right. Makes sense. Okay. So your problem is like you feel like your laning is good and you're owning the mid lane, but your mid and late game is not that good. And like something is
I mean,
wrong
that's how
as a
I feel.
Mirana.
Maybe I am wrong there.
Okay,
I don't
cool.
know.
Right. No, that makes all the sense. We'll try to figure out what's happening, okay? If you like our content, please do like and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to click the notification button below so you'll be notified when a new video will be released. We're having a coaching session with Spy Shoot. Is that how you say your name?
Spy shot.
Spy Shot. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can call me Victor. Just Victor.
Victor.
It's my
Okay,
name.
cool.
Yeah.
Alright, Victor.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into this game and see how it goes. First of all, I am going to watch your build and your mid lane. Like, I know you'll tell me like your mid lane is good enough, but like there's always something that you can improve on, right? So we'll watch that. First of all, do you always go for the Sacred Arrow level 1?
Most of the time, yeah, because usually I try to get first blood with someone.
Alright. Well, first of all, I'll tell you, like, going like this to plant vision is generally a really bad idea. Because, like, what happens is your opponent is always going to plant wards before you, right? If they actually run straight from their base to mid, and if they plant the ward, they're going to see your ward, they're going to kill it, they're going to get free XP and gold, right? From what you just done. So here, like, this Viper, ideally, like, he's supposed to already have a ward here before you even get there. So most of your games that's going to happen, so you don't want to do that. What you will do, though, if as a Mirana, if you want vision on the high ground, is like, you're just going to run out and either behind this tree, you plant a ward here, or you run out and then you plant a ward here right away. And if you plant a ward before them, then you can see where they ward and you can deward it and you'll get way more gold than how much you paid for. Right. So that'll be very helpful.
And how about my items? Because I'm not sure if I should get to the raid band instantly, or maybe it's better to buy like agility and stats
so
item.
it's actually much better if you bought agility and stats instead of wraith band. So it's way better, like, because you're gonna buy 2 wraith bands no matter what, right?
Yes.
Do you buy 3 wraith bands normally?
No.
Okay,
usually
2, right?
just 2.
Right. So what you should do in this game is actually go for the stats instead, and also a Fairy Fire. Like, Fairy Fire is a very important item right now because it heals you for a lot of HP. It's 85 health, and 85 health with some armor, or like if you are near the tower, if someone's diving you, that's equivalent to like 3 attacks on you.
Yeah, usually that's what I go for, but like 2 days ago, I just watched some top song going mid as Zeus, and he went for a null talisman or whatever it's called at level 1, and I thought maybe that's the meta now or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's not my typical items that I buy.
Yeah.
I mean, not the right band.
Right. I mean that makes sense. Like, you're just thinking about if that's good or not, right? And then you just like went from there. I get it, but it really depends on who, like, the kind of player that you are. I get why he would do that. Maybe he's trying to, like, what hero was he playing?
Zeus.
Zeus. Okay, that's a bit different, right? Because Zeus benefits from the extra spell damage, and he wants the mana regen at the start, right, of the laning stage.
Yeah.
For Zeus. So for Mirana, it'll make a little bit less sense. You want actually more damage because Mirana's base damage is already very low, right? So you want more damage. So you want, like, some circlet, slipper, branches, and then fairy fire, so that you have more damage. And then you bring out even more damage when you upgrade to wraith band and things like that. Okay. So in this lane, you're against Viper. I would suggest you actually try, like, if you're used to arrow, I get it, but I would suggest, like, when you're playing mid 1v1, or if you want to skill arrow and you got it going for first blood, like, save it. Don't skill it right away, right? Like skill it up when you actually need to use it for the kill.
Okay.
Okay. Because what's better is like you skill Starstorm, and when you're in the lane, you can like keep hitting them. And then when a creep gets too low, like a range creep, you can just pop the Starstorm, and that'll push the lane a little bit, but also do damage to your opponent at the same time.
I mean, is it worth it because you know I'm not dealing that much damage to him, but I am pushing a lane quite hard. I think I'm not sure.
So what happens is when you're Mirana and you have less damage, but you have high range, right? Mirana has 630 range, right? What happens is when you Starstorm and you're pushing the lane, you're allowing yourself to hit the opponent more, and allowing like the opponent's gonna have a harder time contesting you for creeps.
Okay.
So by pushing the lane, you're like putting pressure on them, and they can't kill you because like you're gonna skill up leap anytime you want.
Yes.
Right? So how Mirana works and her strength is that when she's like kind of balancing the lane or pushing it out a bit more, you have more potential to actually harass them. Okay?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So started this game, the lane ends up on his hill. You arrow him because he protected the range creep. Then you're kind of just like contesting, like you're just like fighting for the last hits in this lane, right? Like there's not a whole lot you can do when the wave is like going into his hill. And I guess like Viper is one of the special situations because if you actually hit him, it's very bad for you, right? You will like start to have worse traits. So here you actually deward him because you're the one who sees the word. That's great. So in your average game, like when you play Mirana and you have like this Wraith Band, not Wraith Band star, but you have the stat star and then you upgrade to Wraith Band, what you want to do is you want to bring your Wraith Band recipe, but you also want to bring like a healing salve with that. So in your bracket, I assume a lot of mid players don't actually buy healing salves right away. So when you bring out a healing salve, you can actually trade with your opponent harder, knowing that your healing salve is coming out, pressure them more, like in the first 3 levels, and kind of zone them out of the creeps. Because when your healing salve comes, you heal up to full and they're still sitting at like 30% HP. Now you always have the potential to be able to kill him.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Okay, because you want to keep your opponent low health, and also it gives an opportunity for your supports to roam middle as well when they see that the opponent's at low health.
I would not count on my supports.
Okay, no problem. Right. But just in case, you know, someone does want to gank for you, right? That's a good thing. Okay. So you pull the creeps a little bit. You're just like kind of trying to deny and last it, and he's doing the exact same thing. And you're just trying to like arrow the range creeps. Unfortunately, the angle is just not all the way there for you.
Yeah, what do you think about that arrow strategy on the range creep? Is that a good idea, or should I wait a little bit more?
So it's good, right? If you want to just clear the wave and then like start double waving your opponent normally. But if you're like already pushing the lane like this, it might not be necessary to arrow the creep until like the last second where you feel like you can't get that creep. Right? Because let's say the wave is here on your hill, right? And there's a range creep here, and you got like 3 creeps, and the lane is starting to push. What you can do is like when the next wave comes, you can, or at the start of the lane, you can like arrow the creep.
Can we do it a little bit slower?
Oh, okay, sorry.
Because
okay.
I don't follow. Yeah.
Right. Okay. One thing you can do actually in this lane, because the creep wave is constantly stuck here, is that you can actually arrow, like you said, the range creep at the start when the wave meets here. Then you push the lane into him, so the next wave will meet like down here. Right? Because what you will do is you will push the lane, the creeps will go into the Viper, you will go back, start blocking, and then you can keep the wave over here now.
Okay, I get it.
Right? So you can do that one thing if you want to pull the lane back. That's something that you can do by manipulating the arrow, because you can push the lane out, right? Starstorm, same thing. You can do the same exact thing with Starstorm. Except with Starstorm, you just like hit the range creep, he hits you, you hit him, you Starstorm when it's low, and now you're constantly pushing the lane out. Right? And then level 2, you get 150 damage, and now you can even harass him further. Because to be honest, using arrow on the mid lane when there's so many creeps is very hard on the opponent. Right? Because he's always like sitting behind some creeps. So that's where like Starstorm is much more useful. Most of the like Mirana mid players in high bracket actually do skill Starstorm. For that reason, because they can manipulate the creep equilibrium better, like according to what they want. So in hard lanes, you can also use your Starstorm to push a lane out, so you can harass them more. Because if you have more creeps than they do, they're not gonna hit you, because they're gonna be tanking like 4 creeps, and you're only tanking like, you know, 2 creeps or 3 creeps at most. So you trade better. Okay, so in the early game,
so,
like,
when I use my arrow on the range creep, for example, like I did in this game,
okay.
I should go and block my creeps as soon as I can do that, right?
Yeah, after
Because I'm not doing that, I think.
Okay, so what you should do is you arrow their creep like at the start when the creep waves meet. So you should arrow like as early as possible if you want to bring the lane back.
Okay.
Okay, so you arrow their creep, then you push the lane out, right? So these creeps will go into the tower, then you go back and block this wave.
Okay, I understand now.
Okay, so this tower will kill all these creeps.
Yeah.
But you make sure, like when you once you kill the creeps, you chase the Viper or whoever it is, so that he runs into the tower.
So I do that basically to like reset the lane, right?
Yeah, you can reset the lane that way. So with Starstorm, like you pretty much do the same thing. Arrow, you can do the same thing. I just think Starstorm allows you to harass your opponent more, and at level 3 you just have level 2 Starstorm, and then you can just constantly harass the opponent while also pushing the lane.
Should I maybe use my Starstorm at level 1 more frequently? Because to be honest, I start using that at level 2, I think, and maybe it's not really mana efficient.
So, you know how you play Puck, right?
Like, yeah, I know how Puck works.
Right, so with Puck you have Illusory Orb, and you just like use it to like secure range creeps and things like that. So when you're playing Mirana mid, it's very similar to that. So it's up with Mirana, you don't need to aim it at your opponent hero and the creep. The opponent hero and the creep are gonna both get hit anyway. So you can just do that like at level 1 the same way you would use Puck Orb. In that sense.
Okay.
Right. So in this game, like the reason the wave is constantly stuck here because of 2 things. Like you're not pulling these creeps to your range and getting it denied, and 2, like, or you're not like shoving the wave into your opponent so you can go back and block the wave and reset it. Because in this game you would have like, I think, far better lane if your wave was actually on your hill. And this would
that's my problem. I very often end up in spot like that. I mean, I don't know how it works because I tried to pull creeps. I click on that Viper, but I don't know, creeps not coming on my range creep.
Because you actually need to go like closer into the lane. Like you gotta get in the aggro like acquisition lane of these creeps, right? Like you need to actually be next here. Like you can literally aggro off any enemy on the map. It's not a problem. You can aggro off any of them, but you need to be next, like closer to the melee creeps, because you're playing Mirana. Mirana has like 630 range, right?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. So if you click from like here, the Viper, these creeps are not gonna follow you. Like yeah. So I keep watching. Here the wave was on your hill, you just cleared it up because you feel like you don't want to get contested, and the runes are about to spawn. Okay, so normally, like if you had a better lane where the wave was on your hill and you're able to contest for last hits over here, I think you would already have bottle by 4 minutes. And it's very important with a hero like Mirana that with your bottle you're actually getting every power rune, right? In this game, like did you actually like calculate that the 4-minute rune was spawning and you push a lane, or you just push a lane because you wanted to push a lane?
Wow, I don't remember honestly, but usually I keep watching on the time, and yeah, when it's about for a rune to come, I push the lane.
Okay, that makes sense. Because in this patch especially, power runes are probably the most important thing when it comes to mid lane. In competitive games especially, like you see people have 2 supports from both of the side lanes come to the mid lane to secure the power rune for their mid player.
And why is that so important?
Okay, so first of all, you get to refill your bottle. That's one thing.
Okay.
Secondly, the power rune is like, the way you see it is like an item, right? So you get a DD, you get a haste, you get a regen, right? All these effects that is just going to add on to your hero. So if you get like a haste or a DD in the first, let's say, I don't know, 2 minutes, maybe the first 4-minute power rune, when the catapults come, you can pressure the mid lane a lot, right? With those runes. Even Illusion Rune for a hero like Mirana is not even bad because you have pretty high stats and you can just like leap on in Starstorm, Mantle, Illusion, and then you just start hitting them, right? There's like a lot of use.
Curious. You ask. I mean, you said it's very important in that specific patch, and I just wonder if, like, maybe in past that was different. Like, runes were not so important.
No, I would say runes are always important. It's just that people have gotten much better at using runes to gank side lanes.
Okay. Yeah, right? I do that a lot.
So what happens is people are playing like Void Spirit middle, Ember Spirit middle, Storm mid, all these spirit guys who they're strong only when they have runes. When they don't have runes, they're like just another mediocre hero.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so with this Mirana, like, same thing, right? Mirana for me is the same as like all those spirit guys. If you have rune, you're strong. If you don't have rune, you're not that strong. And all you can do without rune is just kind of just farm up. And runes also tell you, like, it gives you an angle where if you can go and make ganks happen. So let's say like at 6 minutes, a rune spawns here, haste rune or a DD rune. You can always look at the bottom lane and see the positioning of the lane, and you can choose to go there and gank.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're already there. You're already halfway to bottom lane by just going to this rune here. Right? Same thing with top. Rune spawns here. You can always look top, see if an opportunity, you just go there and gank. Now, if you go top, there's no rune and your bottle's empty. The chance of you ganking this top lane is almost like 0.
Yeah. Right? But it also depends of the rune, right? I mean, if I got like Arcane rune or whatever it is, it's hard for me to gank anyways.
I mean not hard, but I disagree. I think Arcane rune is an amazing rune to gank with. I think all the runes are amazing because it lets you have a full bottle and you have full status, and then you can just go top when you gank, right? You can bottle through the fights. So you have like more resources and you have higher levels than anyone on the side lanes. Right?
So even when I am like level 4 or 5, you still go for the gank, right?
Not 4 minutes in. I would say 6 minutes in. 6 minutes in, you would already be like level 6 plus.
Okay.
Right? The first rune is important for winning your lane though. The 4-minute rune.
Yeah.
Right? With the 4-minute rune, you can have more dominance on your opponent mid laner while also refilling your bottle. So in an ideal game, like, you actually have your bottle already by now. Because I think you obviously were not able to have the best possible lane like in this game. Or at least like your bottle is flying out to you, then you go to this and then you chill around here. You wait for your bottle to come, and while the bottle is coming, you can even like hit this camp if you want. And then once the bottle comes, you refill, you use all your bottle charges, and you take the rune, and then you go back to mid and you farm.
Okay.
And that's a really good thing with Mirana too, because if you go here to this camp while you're protecting this rune bottom, you can just kill this small creep, arrow this big one, wait for your bottle, refill it, and go back to the mid lane and farm again. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. One thing I want to talk about also before 4 minutes, like, if you're not playing against Viper is a very hard hero for you to play aggressively against. Most other heroes, you can harass them a lot, like with the Mirana, because one, you have 630 range, you have very high attack speed, and secondly, you want to utilize the fact that you're bringing a healing salve out to you before your opponent, and you want to bring them low health. And one way you can do that is like by pushing in the lane. Like, for example, in a normal game, let's say you're playing as a Storm, right? You're pushing in a lane like this, he's gonna feel scared because he needs to think about how he can last hit all these creeps, right? So using that advantage, you can just keep on hitting the Storm because he's looking at the creeps. He's not looking at you anymore. And then once he commits to like something low, you can really just leap in and start hitting him again. And he has to choose, is he gonna run away or is he gonna commit to the creeps? If he commits to the creeps, you just keep hitting him. You will literally just kill him. So his only option...
Mirana versus Storm is very, very easy game for me.
Exactly. Something like that, right? A lot of other heroes are very similar. Void Spirit, same thing, right? You have like more range in them. You gotta utilize, especially in the fact that you're like in the 3k MMR bracket, a lot of players are not doing like small things like trading efficiently. So it's gonna come down to you to actually trade efficiently and put pressure on your opponent. Because the problem with Mirana is like mid-late game, sometimes she can fall off depending on her hero matchups. So you want to like build an advantage early. And you want to like utilize that pressure that you have from the early game. Okay.
Yes, I agree. Sorry, but I'm not like very fluent in English.
Right. That's okay. We can take our time. You just tell me like we need to slow down or anything. No problem.
No. I understand you, but you know, I cannot speak like you.
Ah, okay.
But I understand everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's perfect. That's literally all I can ask for, right? All I can ask for is if you understand me. Okay, so let's keep going in. Oh, nice. You get a nice arrow on this Viper. You kill him off. Very good. Your bottle... I think your bottle was a bit late, right? Yeah, I think you even had it earlier, but you didn't bring it out. Ah, no.
Yeah,
you kill him first. Okay. You kill him first.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, so everybody got the runes. I don't know if you normally tell your supports this, but try to ask your supports not to take this bounty rune, okay?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, that's good.
But
you were killing him, so you were not able to tell him, right? So makes sense. So next wave comes, you catapult, really good. You get the bottle, and you still have the catapult middle. So this is really good. When you're playing Mirana, one thing that Mirana does that is like a reason why it's a very popular pick in competitive Dota is that she can arrow catapults. Like they instantly die, right? So the reason why that's really good is because these catapults are the only things that can actually destroy your tower fast. So some people pick this hero in competitive as a support. They arrow the catapult, they remove the pressure from the opponent, and your own catapult is alive, so you can apply pressure to the opponent. So you don't have to sit there and like hit this 900 HP tanky creep forever. So what that means for you is, as a core player, when you have catapult at 5 minutes and you arrow the catapult, try to ask one of your supports, for example this toss, to come middle and gank this guy. Because what happens is, when you have the catapult and you push the lane out and the catapult is going into the tower with the creep waves, it gives you an opportunity to dive the Viper and kill him. Okay.
Yeah, but I really don't believe that he will come anyway.
Okay, I mean, you can try. You can try, right? I'm just saying, like, you might not believe he will come, but you can try. And if he doesn't come, that's okay. You can do it yourself. You can apply the pressure yourself, right? Like this game, you killed him one time, amazing. And you have a catapult now. What you want to do is, like, you want to protect this catapult and try to apply as much pressure as you can onto this tower. So the next time you come for this tower will be lower health and you can kill it easier. And if this tower dies, then you can easily, like, you know, rotate into the jungles. You can rotate into the side lanes easier, you know. You have many different paths you can walk in the game. Okay, so to improve your gameplay, like, you want to try your best to try and, you know, protect this as much as you can. Obviously, 6 minutes, you got to get the rune first. I think that takes priority, assuming somebody is contesting it. But if nobody's contesting for your rune, you can just protect this first and then go after to get the rune.
I see.
Yeah. Because, like, I think what could have been nice here is, like, you use all your bottle, you heal up, right? And then, like, you even arrow this range creep if you want, or you try to arrow the Viper, but at the same time try to hit the, like, you know what I mean by that? Like, you throw an arrow, so it's like going to the Viper, but if it misses the Viper, it'll hit the range creep, right? So if you throw an arrow like that, two things will happen. Either he will get arrowed and you can try to kill him, or the range creep dies, and then now with all these creeps, you can pressure the tower.
I mean, he's level 6 because I can see.
Oh yeah, he's level 6. Yeah, he is.
But he didn't level his ultimate, but yeah, I didn't know that at the time.
No, I mean, like, you have bottles, right, on your Mirana, so you can just, like, regen up earlier to, like, your full health or whatever. And, like, use these creeps to protect your catapult and just try to pressure this and make whatever mid hero is there, like, in a scary spot. Because no mid laner is going to let this catapult, like, destroy the tower. So they're always going to do something weird. And during that time, you have opportunity to, like, let's say, arrow him or star store him, to make him low HP or something like that. And then once the pressure's done, you go and take your rune. Okay. So it's really good. Now you got a DD. I think you're bringing out boots here. And you got a ward you want to plant. So why did you use your DD like this, like right away?
I mean, usually when I got DD, I try to go to his side to his tower to hide in the trees and arrow him and kill. Okay. But in this game, I was thinking that maybe it's better when I use DD like that and just, you know, get a lot of creeps, like deny all creeps and stuff like that.
Okay. Alright, I mean, that's fine, I think, if it's like 4-minute rune, but I think 6-minute rune, you want to use this DD to like try and either kill him or try to TP somewhere and
gank.
fight with your team.
That's my question. Should I TP? Because I had one coaching in like 4 months ago with some high-ranked player, and he told me that I should never use my TP to gank because I should save my TP to TP back to the middle after I gank.
Okay.
Is that true
I mean,
or not?
That's fine. You can do both, right? The reason why you would TP for a gank is because the opponent is going aggressively on your teammate. So you can't walk to that lane and counter her a gank.
I understand, yes.
Okay, so if the Witch Doctor uses Cask on Sanking and the Troll is going on the Sanking and the Sanking is running away, you TP here, right? You arrow the Troll because the Troll is focusing the Sanking, right? So he's going in one line. So you can arrow him.
Yes.
You arrow him, you leap in with your DD, you kill him, then you walk back mid. Right?
Okay.
So that's perfect. So if you have, this is what I mean by like 6-minute runes. When you picked up this rune, you also had another option to do. You didn't need to walk back middle. The wave is already pushed, right? You could have taken this DD, you could have walked bottom to your Sanking and try to get a kill on this guy if you wanted to as well.
Okay.
Once he TPs
and next question, is that really like efficient for me to sacrifice, to give Viper free lane for like 1 minute?
Okay.
To gank?
Why not? After you make the gank, it's going to be very fast, right? You have a double damage. You're just going to TP back to the mid lane when the lane pushes into the tower.
Okay. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Like what happens is when you walk bottom and you're here, two things happen. You either kill the troll or you will just kill this big camp. And then you see the lane, it will push into your tower, you will just TP mid and kill that creeps too. You won't really miss much. Right?
Okay.
You're just looking for your opportunities. You look bottom, it's like, oh, it's a Tusk and a Sanking. They have 2 stuns. And I have DD. I have a chance to kill their carry, their position 1 carry who's supposed to win them the game. So not only will you be helping your Sanking and your Tusk out, you'll also be slowing down the opponent Troll's farm. All that's in exchange for the Viper just getting what, 1 creep wave for free? Maybe 2 creep waves? Right?
Good trade for me.
That's a good trade for you and your team. And bad trade for the troll. If he dies. Or like enemy support dies. Like after you get 1 kill bottom or whatever, you can just TP back to the mid tower. Like whatever, your coaching session, whatever before you had said. If you do decide to go back to mid though, you don't really want to pop this rune unless you're either gonna get a kill, or 2, somebody is on your team is getting gone on and you're TPing to counter that gank. So if you TP to counter the gank, that's when you pop your haste or pop your DD or pop your arcane rune. Then you jump in, you cast all your spells and you kill somebody, and then you walk back to the mid lane and farm again.
Okay.
And then you wait for the next rune, 8-minute rune. So this, like, using your DD to just like deny a creeper from the Viper, for me is like not really, that important.
Yeah, that's probably worst choice I could make, I think.
Yeah. But the Tusk is here to gank for you. You leap in, you get the kill on him. You also probably don't kill him, okay, because your DD ran out. Still good. Hey, you said your Tusk wasn't going to gank. He came.
Yeah, but I didn't ask for gank. If I ask, he don't come.
Okay. It's fine. Then 8 minutes, same thing. Runes are spawning. So it's really good though that you're putting rune words, and I think you should continue to do that. Like rune words are going to be your most important thing, especially when you play Mirana and in your bracket. Because I can see that people are not prioritizing runes at all in your bracket. So that's going to be your number 1 strength.
Yeah, it's hard for them to contest when I play Mirana.
Right. Because you can always like go there, right? So here's a perfect example of how if you didn't pop your arcane rune here, like I don't think you should pop the arcane rune. So for me, arcane rune is 2 things. 1, you use it for farming, or you use it for when a fight breaks out. So farming arcane rune means like you go into the jungle and you just spam your Starstorm for like the next 45 seconds.
Okay.
Because this spell, this thing is amazing for farming for Mirana, right? And you can like get like an entire level, especially if you stack some camp. The other option is what's going to happen is if you take a look here, the Sanking is getting gone on. This is a perfect example of how when you should TP and you should turn the gank bottom.
Did I do that or not? I don't remember.
We'll see.
No, it's not me.
Yeah. So that was a perfect example. So when you have the power rune and you're around the mid lane, right? Your goal is just to use Starstorm and push every wave anyway, so you can farm more. Like, you're pushing the lane anyway. And then once you push a lane, like, you should be looking at the side lanes and seeing if there's any opportunities for you to like TP or walk somewhere. So there, like, when the Sanking was getting gone on, if you actually did TP with your Arcane Rune on, your TP will be lower cooldown, and you probably would have killed this Troll Warlord because they were chasing your Sanking pretty far.
So I mean, like really they went back pretty quickly, but yeah, I should get him anyways with my leaps.
Good rotation, really good rotation actually. And then you go back middle. Very nice. And your team is getting gone on bottom. So it's okay for you also, like when opponent is doing something else. Like this is something I think a lot of players don't do, but it's very important. It's like when your opponent mid laner leaves the lane, if you're not TPing to like mimic his movement and match up with him and fight against him, you should try to push the mid lane and punish his movement by hitting the tower non-stop.
Okay.
So here, like, if I'm you, I'm not running away. I know my TP's on cooldown. I shove this lane. I know Viper's bottom. I'm gonna hit this tower till it dies, or someone shows up in this lane. Okay, because you cannot underestimate how much chip damage does. Do you remember at 5 minutes with the catapult how I told you should push the lane and then hit the tower, right?
Yes, yes.
So that time, if you did like 600 damage, and this time the Viper left to go bottom, and you were continuing to hit this tower might already be dead right now.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. I would think so. Because like what you ended up doing was like kind of just running around, right? Like you're not really sure what you should do.
Yeah.
You're like looking bottom, you're like, I don't want to go there. You hit this like deny the creep even. Then you're like, oh, should I go top? Oh, it's a brood mother. Never mind, I don't want to go there.
Should I deny creeps like that when I am a solo on the lane, or should I just
I mean,
never deny them?
If it's like 8 minutes in, 9 minutes in, there's nobody there. There's no point to deny. Use the creeps to hit the tower. Do more chip damage to this tower.
Okay.
Kill this tower, right? This is giving you gold for your entire team. It's giving you map control for your team as well. What you should be doing is just hitting this, using the health of the creeps to punish a tower. And then so when you're in doubt, like don't just push the lane in, especially when the mid player leaves this lane. Like you should punish him for that. Okay, and I'll tell you one thing, this game you're going for Crystallis, right? Is there a particular reason? I know you're like a master tier Mirana player, so is that your favorite item in this game?
So usually I was going for how it's called, Maelstrom. I don't know how to pronounce that, but lately I watched some like professional players Mirana meet, and they usually go for this item. I'm going now for Crystallisis, so yeah.
Okay, I want to suggest you actually buy Monkey King Bar.
Okay.
I think this is probably the most broken item on this row. And it's also an endgame item, right? Like Crystallis is cool, it does damage and whatever, but when you buy MKB, it's like you're already countering Halberd, you're already countering like the evasion aspect, and they have a Troll Warlord, right? And at the same time, it's like an amazing item for heroes who have high attack speed.
Okay, but for example, if I'm playing against Storm Spirit, would you think it's better to go for Orchid maybe?
Orchid? Yeah, sure. Why not? Another option would be Yules, because you can just Yules and arrow him and kill him too. And then that also counters his Orchid as well.
Yeah.
If you actually like that build too. But if you want to go a physical damage build, I would always recommend going Monkey King Bar. Because most likely, as a carry Mirana, you're going to need to buy Monkey King Bar regardless.
And what do you think about Dragon Lance as my second item?
It's okay, because it gives you good stats and attack range. It's not bad. But I guess in a lot of games, you might have to go like BKB or another item like that, right? Depending on like who you're playing against.
I was watching Dota Buff yesterday, and I seen that like top Mirana ranked player that plays mid is buying Dragon Lance, and I never do that actually.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why I.
No, I think it's fine. I think that's just a completely fine item for Mirana. It gives you attack range, really good stats. I don't see why not. It really comes down to preference, but I do believe like Monkey King Bar has to be like a core item on this hero.
Okay.
Especially the javelin part, because that's how you get damage. That's how you use your leap to do a lot of damage for you. And once you finish the MKB, you're just gonna be like.
So should I first item of MKB should be javelin, and the second item should I go for the damage or the speed?
The speed, the attack speed.
Okay.
Yeah, because that way you have like already the javelin and the attack speed is perfect. Like this is so good. Like Face's Void does the same thing, right? Like it's like such a core item on him because every carry at some point is gonna need an MKB most likely. Not every carry, but most carries end up buying it. I'm gonna just keep watching. Now you got the catapult. You pressure mid again this time, but someone is defending. Okay, I'm just gonna move. I'm gonna go a bit faster now because we're already past the laning stage. Then you take the mid tower. Really good. Bottom again, another play is happening where your team is fighting, and so after this tower dies, your team is bottom getting jumped. They drop the egg, and these two guys die. Okay, there's actually nothing that you could actually do there in that situation. So here you get the haste, you try to make a play on the Viper. Viper's obviously too strong. You push the mid lane out, you're farming around the mid. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and show you what you would like to do in an ideal game, obviously. So here, like, you take the haste, right, and then you try to go on him, it doesn't work out. Let's say you do get the haste and you're okay, and you already pushed the mid tower like this. What you want to do is you want to push the mid lane, and you actually want to run through the jungle and try to connect the bottom by walking there. So if anybody, as you run through the jungle, is like in this jungle area, they will be scared of you and they will run away and they will stop farming. And,
okay, and
or you
which way should I go?
Which way you should go? You should go by after pushing the creep wave. So you push the creep wave and then you go through the jungle like this.
Okay, this way. Okay.
So that way, what happens is you push the creep wave. These creeps are gonna go into your opponent. It's gonna give vision for you, so you see who's around the mid lane. And then when you run through the jungle like this, you're gonna go through all these camps and you're gonna see if there's anybody farming there, like a troll or something, right? And as soon as they see you, they're gonna run. Or else you're just going to, like, you know, Starstorm, arrow them, they're going to lose all their HP or even die. And by doing that, and then rotating to the bottom, if no one's here, what that means is somebody's probably here, now you can dive them bottom with, like, your offlaner, and you can just kill them, the heroes, and then you would just take a tower bottom after that.
Yeah, that's way better.
Right? So instead of, like, you just having to sit mid the entirety of this time. So pushing the lane mid is amazing because you took the tower, and this creeps going into the opponent means somebody has to clear the creeps here. And that's not good for them. So here what you did, like, you went back and farmed this, right? But again, you can just push this, then you can just run bottom and help these guys take the tower bottom. Or fight with your team. So like this troll, if you actually walk bottom, would have been caught by you. And he had to like run away. And he would have nowhere to farm already.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So 14 minutes, you actually didn't take the rune. Again, keep reminding, like every 2 minutes you want every rune on this hero. Especially at your bracket. I could, you know, playing in your bracket would be like a wet dream because you get every power rune. No one's gonna take it. In competitive Dota, like in high immortal brackets, getting power runes is so freaking hard. So here, like, you actually end up going bottom, I think. And then what happened? You go bottom, you just push the lane, you get the bounty, and then you go back to the mid to defend the tower. And you guys are kind of just farming, but not really like chasing your opponent and trying to kill them. Especially like the Tusk or something like that. It's really good in games like this when especially you're so farmed. You are really farmed, by the way. Like to ask your teammates to smoke and find them and kill them. Because at this point you feel like you're not utilizing your strength.
Yes,
because all you're really doing is like hitting creeps. And the way that you can utilize your strength is like getting your supports to smoke with you and like going anywhere on the map and just arrowing off like a Tusk Snowball or something.
I mean, we don't really need to smoke. I got my ultimate, right? So it's even
yeah,
better.
but it's easier to smoke because they can't see you under some sentries, and your ultimate is still like a 2-minute plus cooldown.
Yeah, but I think the reality of this bracket is that, I mean, maybe it's just my impression, but I really felt like even when I talk to people like, come on, let's do something, they just don't give a fuck. I don't know if I'm not
okay, I understand. That makes
charismatic
sense.
enough or something, but it's
Right.
Yeah.
No, it makes all the sense. I mean, that's fine. If that's the case, then like all I can really tell you is like try when you're playing this Mirana, like try to focus on pushing the mid lane. Every time you kill the creeps and it goes into the it pushes out, look which of the 2 side lanes you can go to where your teammate is playing aggressive and connect to them.
Okay.
And connect to them and help them kill people. Because you as a Mirana, like you can't really do a whole lot all by yourself unless somebody's low or something anyway.
Yeah.
And while you're connecting them, if you find somebody in the jungle, kill them. Right? Okay, let's keep going. Yeah, Demon Edge, you push mid. And again, like this game, you kind of lost the tower to the troll. Try not to let this happen. I think you alone could have easily kicked this troll out of this area here.
That was
because every time you lose your mid tower, that means every rotation you make anywhere else, you don't have a mid tower to TP back to push out all the lanes again. And this tower dying means it's so hard for you to like enter their jungle now because you have to like TP here, right? To go somewhere to top or something like that. So keeping your mid tower alive and killing anybody who comes to your mid tower can actually give you a lot of snowball for your Mirana. Alright, let's speed up on here. So here they go on you. You got Daedalus now, great item. You're going for BKB next. Oh. Someone is making a play on mid. You get 2 kills. Dude, you're so freaking rich this game. You're very, very fast.
Yeah. Usually it's like that on the beginning, but I don't know.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens next, right? The thing is, like, I can already see in the first 20 minutes, you could have amplified your net worth and you could have amplified your lead a lot if you were just playing more aggressively and trying to, like, push the mid lane and play inside of their jungle.
Yeah. It's not only my lead, but also for my team, right?
Yes, and, exactly. Also for your team. Because what I'm seeing is you're really good at, like, running through the river to go top and bottom, but all these is, like, defensive plays. These are like defensive rotations. But instead it's like you push mid wave and then you can rotate through the jungle, like top or bottom, whoever you want to connect to. Just be more aggressive in the way that you're connecting to your...
So, but look, can you pause for a moment?
Yeah.
Like, look on the map now, and where should I go now? I mean, all my teams is on our side.
I mean, I would go bottom. I know the Sanking will push this lane all the way here, and I would help take this tower. Ideally, this tower is dead like 12 minutes in the game already. Or like 15 minutes in a game or something like that.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Ideally, this tower is already dead. Because after 12 minutes, like, you should already be, like, going somewhere to, like, try to help your team kill someone. And, like, connecting that into a tower. It's really important as a Mirana that you actually help kill these tier 1 towers. Because if you don't kill the tier 1 towers, it's so hard for you to, like, keep the opponent down. And keep using your lead that you have. So here, same thing. You kill them, but then after that, you're not really helping in taking this tower bottom, right?
I mean, yeah, but my thinking process was probably that okay, they all dead, and I don't need to help them because they will push anyway.
Okay,
so
no
I
problem.
Went for farming.
Sure, but like earlier in the game that happened, and you also didn't help them, right? Like
yeah,
here,
maybe
like 14 minutes, like you take the rune and then you go mid, but like you kill them and then you're thinking somebody else is gonna kill this tower, right? But then nobody does it in the end. So at the end of the day, like, it might just become your job to do that.
Okay.
Right? So like, even though you go mid to defend, I think that's great. You should defend this. Then you push this wave or whatever, this next wave that's coming, the 1540 wave here, you Starstorm, you kill this, and then again, do the same thing, go back bottom. And don't stop doing that until like you kill them or you take their tower.
Okay, I understand.
Okay, so let's go back again. So you farm this. Now you got your BKB, great item, because it'll help you survive. So the problem in this game, I can see like your team just doesn't play together. To be fair.
Yeah, it happens quite often.
Yeah. And now you're trying to go for the MKB next item. Let's take a look. Troll, Wish Doctor, Vibe. They're all going like some damage builds.
Should I maybe go different item now when I have a Deadlast? Maybe like Orchid for example, or Hex?
Why?
To not allow Troll to pop up his ultimate?
I think it's okay if you went for MKB first. Because you still need MKB, right? Like, that's the thing. I think Daedalus is good like later in the game, but I don't think it's so strong like this early in the game, where MKB will give you more power because of your attack speed bonus and stuff.
Okay.
Because like at the end of the day, you still need an MKB in the game because you are playing as Troll, and at some point like somebody else is gonna have evasion, like Halberd or something like that, or Butterfly. And attack speed is also very good because of the Phoenix too, right? Because you can just kill the egg. Nice. You always know what you need to do, which is to kill the egg with your leap. Okay, it's good. Okay, see, I already see a problem here. Like, the thing is, you're not really doing a good job at like pushing the lanes out further, especially like past the river, right? Like, I noticed like you're good at pushing the lanes like up to a certain point, and then you kind of like go back and then see where you can do something else. But somebody on the team needs to take it to the next level, right? Like, another player, what's gonna happen is after they kill this team fight, they're gonna keep going like non-stop. They're gonna go kill this wave, they're gonna go kill this wave, they're gonna push the creeps here, they're gonna hit the tower non-stop until the heroes are alive and somebody reacts to your pressure, and then they're gonna go back.
Okay, right? I see, yeah.
But what you did was you won the team fight and then you went back to farming. But you want to farm while applying pressure. And how you do that is by constantly pushing lanes into your opponent. And making them react to the creeps. Right? You see how there's like a big problem.
That's definitely my mistake, yeah. I always go back to farm in a safe spot.
Exactly. So, especially when you're playing Mirana, you have ways to live, right? Even you have a BKB and TP. So you can help your team more, and you can help yourself like get stronger and like keep your opponent down by constantly making them react to your pressure. Then you just run away when they come there. And then you go do the same thing on the other side of the map. If like there's too many people where you're at. So by doing that, you will farm a lot and the opponent will farm less, and you're also giving space to your teammates. Dire's courier has been killed. So I see here, like, you push like one way and then boom, back to the ancients again, right? Like, you guys just won a team fight, but I can't tell you won a team fight because there's nothing that happened on the map. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. So here you go on the Brood. Wish Doctor, and again, like, you're literally the king of taking fights on your side of the map. Literally the king. This is great. You're so good when your teammates are the ones always like going in and creating all the space. And I mean, that's kind of like what Mirana does too. But if you can help your teammates by constantly pushing the lanes out, that would be a great service for your allies. Because at the end of the day, Dota is a team game. Nobody wins by themselves, right? It's like, I noticed how even the bottom tower, how it's taken is because somebody else went there first. But as a Mirana, I think it's really good. Like, you can push the lanes and you can pressure a tower on your own too, just a little bit. Oh, hello, egg. Nice. And then you start hitting the Brood Mother, but you use too many leaps, I think.
Yeah, that was a bad fight for us.
Yeah, especially when once you use your BKB, it's like really hard for Mirana to continue to stay in the fight. A bad fight. Okay, let me go back, sorry. So here you actually buy back because they're pushing a high ground. Okay, you're actually level 25 already.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
So you get 2 kills. Where's Roshan? I can't tell if he... Oh, there it is. He's still alive. You go to the Roshan. Take that. Okay. No, you don't take that. They actually come to fight you. Yeah, BKB though. You don't want to fight this? You're scared?
I mean, I got like no HP.
Okay.
I'm not sure. What should I do?
Yeah, it's fine. I get it. You have no leaps. That's what you're mostly scared of. But your team killed them anyway. In the end, if you have leaps and you have low HP, as long as you have BKB, it's gonna be okay if you want to take the fight. Obviously, you're going for Satanic. That's the late game carry item. Very, very good. Also for Mirana. Okay, you guys kill the troll. They buy back. Now you should probably get out because all 5 of the heroes are alive. Oh, you guys are doing good. I wonder where you lose the game. Oh,
yeah, me
maybe
too.
Here. Oh, you buy back, right? So if you actually die, you're dead for a long time.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, watching these games is like anything can happen at any point because a lot of these moves are very random, right? Not so many calculated things happening. So there's like this monkey is going in and ulting, but why? Is there?
Yeah, and after that he just blamed his teammates because we don't follow him.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. Whatever he did was completely terrible, and now your teammates are all dead.
Yeah.
And then you have no leap too, and you have and you die back, so now you're dead for like 130 seconds, and now you'll probably lose a lot because the opponent is just gonna walk down the mid lane.
I think I also overcommitted in that last fight. I mean, I should leap to get out, right? Not to try to with a troll.
Right, exactly. Like try to live in that situation because you have no buyback. That's the biggest thing. Okay, so let's just stop here because I mean at this point the game's like it's complete mess. Okay, and it's not gonna help you like figure out how to win the game just by watching anything more here. So the most important thing for me, watching you play. After the laning stage, I think your laning is pretty decent. You learned whatever I told you already, right? After the laning stage, you should try to see how you can rotate to connect with one of your teammates to get kills where the opponent is vulnerable. Kill them and push a lane out. And then once like these tier 1 towers fall, I need you to like push more lanes all the time, right? Like if there's a creep wave here, and there's a tower at the tier 2 tower or whatever, like I need you to push that lane all the way until somebody reacts to your pressure. And you have power treads and you have bottle, right? So you can go in treads, you know, Starstorm every creep wave, bottle up on Agi, and you can do that forever. And you will like not even lose all your mana with the Mirana. So your goal, like, especially how you want to build up your farm, wouldn't be only to farm ancients. Like, sure, farming ancients is nice. You can get a lot of farm there. But pushing lanes is going to be your #1 priority. Because you're not applying enough pressure in the mid game at all, in my opinion. Especially with the leads that you're building up in every game. So because you're not applying enough pressure, their opponent is free farming all the time. So what's happening is you're not pushing lanes, your opponent is not reacting to your pressure, you're not like killing them, and then they're just farming the same speed that you are, and because you're Mirana and they're like some actual hard carry, they're gonna outscale you.
Yeah, so basically I'm not taking advantage of my power in the middle game, right?
Yes. And the way you take advantage of your power is to constantly push lanes out, and if somebody comes to you, like you just arrow them, right? Or starstone them, make them scared. And next time, maybe 2 people will react to your pressure. Or they don't react to your pressure and you get a free tier 2 tower.
Yeah, that's
right.
nice.
So you need to like use your power way more in the early game to either make ganks happen or push the lanes, especially the side lanes. All right, that's like the biggest thing in your mid game that I see. Because in this game, the reason why they won even is because you guys never went past your river for like 20 something minutes. And they just outscaled you. And if I look at their heroes, they will outscale you. Like every fight you're using BKB on the Phoenix egg. It's like such a waste.
That's definitely true, but I think that just the last team, I mean, the fact that I didn't have a buyback and the ultimate from Monkey King made us lose the game, because till that point we were winning pretty hard, I think.
I mean, it's hard to say you're winning pretty hard because it's like net worth wise, gold wise, it's all even, right? So honestly, you guys can win. You guys can lose a team fight at any point as well. Right? It's not like
was it even before that throw?
Huh?
Was that even before
this right here. You guys have like 3k gold advantage or something.
Okay. I don't see because of the quality. Yeah, okay.
Sorry. Yeah. But yeah, like, but even so, the later this game goes, I do think your lineup is worse. Because they have like a Phoenix who's gonna hit like level 25, then she's gonna get like 13 hits per the egg, and then you're gonna use your entire BKB to even try to kill the egg, and then, you know, bad things will happen, right? Eventually. Because it's so hard to deal with that hero.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you did utilize your advantage though that you had early and you keep playing aggressively, and like when your opponents are running into your team and you TP there to take the fight, I think you would have snowballed this game and you would have been like way higher in net worth, and the opponent wouldn't be even close to being as farmed as they are. Because I think your skill is all there. Right? Like you're great at all that. Like you know how to play your hero. I mean, you're freaking master tier Mirana player. You played plenty of this, but you have to think more about playing more aggressively.
The bigger picture, right?
Yeah, you gotta have the big dick. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Most good players are actually very, very aggressive players. Like they know how to push their advantage.
Yeah. So okay, I see my problem now.
Okay.
Yeah, I am just too defensive.
Right, especially in the mid game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So early game, I think you're great. Just go for the runes, collect the runes, use the runes to your power to like either make ganks happen or something. Like think, even if your team doesn't rotate for you, you can rotate for them. And you can get kills for them. If they don't want to come to you, then you go to them and you kill the opponent somewhere else. That's literally the strength of Mirana here. You can also do this as a Queen of Pain. Same thing.
Yeah, okay. I understand. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Do you have any other questions you would like to ask?
Yeah, one quick question. I mean, I don't know if you will want to explain that to me, because it's probably boring for most people because they already know that, but I wanted to ask, are there any like hotkeys I should set up to make my using my items more efficiently?
I mean, it all comes down to your preference. I would recommend using quick cast for your spells if you already aren't.
I am, yeah.
Okay, perfect. I mean, apart from that, like, I mean, even my item hotkeys are not even efficient. It's like I'm using like one number and then everything else like Alt W, Alt E, and stuff like that. Because I just don't know like what to use. That's gonna be more efficient than what I'm used to.
And how do you control camera in game? Because the way I do that is, yeah, I hold the space button and then it follows my hero. And I think that most players don't do that, right?
No,
they just
don't.
Use mouse.
Yes. If they want to reselect a hero, most players will normally control, like put their control onto 1 for their hero. And then they will just push 1, and then it'll always go center back to their hero.
Okay.
Okay, like you control group on 1, number 1, like right above your Q. And then every time you need to go to your hero, they just push that. Or F1. F1 does the same thing, right? go to your hero. I think it's set up in the options. But for a camera movement, like looking around the map, I think most people and nowadays actually use camera grip. So they use the middle mouse button to move around the map.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
Okay. So thank you for the session.
No problem.
I'll let you know how I do in
Please
next few weeks.
Please do. Please do.
I try new strategy.
Again, you're going to like probably feed in some situations more than you would normally do, because obviously you're playing a more aggressive playstyle, right? But again, understand that it's to get you to the next level, right? To make you into a better player, a stronger player.
Yeah, I'm stuck at this bracket for like 1 year now, so it's pretty long time.
All right. Well, it's time to take matters into your own hands. Okay, cool. All right, let me know how it goes.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you, Victor. Bye-bye.